Now to the latest on the pandemic. A large religious gathering brought thousands of people to the state capitol over the weekend.
As CBS 13's Dina Cuffer shows us, most people were not wearing masks or social distancing, and that has health experts concerned.
God is flipping California he's flipping it up, flipping it right side.
Thousands of people gathered outside of the state capitol this weekend for a worship event. People of all ages standing shoulder to shoulder, most not wearing masks.
I think it's worrisome.
Infectious disease expert Dr. Dean Blumberg says it's possible there were many people at the gathering who were potentially infectious, who are either pre-symptomatic or asymptomatic and could transmit COVID-19 to others.
That's really a recipe for transmission and can lead to further outbreaks, not only among the people who are in attendance, but their contacts too.
State public health directives permit in-person outdoor faith-based services or protests as long as face coverings are worn and physical distancing of 6 feet is maintained. That clearly didn't happen at the Capitol on Sunday.
Jesus.
The event was organized by missionary and activist Sean Feud, founder of multiple global worship and prayer movements. After the event, he tweeted, 12,000 strong showed up to let their voices be heard. We will not be silenced in California.
That's a high-risk gathering. And yeah, I would recommend people self-quarantine after being in that kind of a situation.
Dr. Blumberg says now is not the time to let our guard down.
People need to realize that there's still about 100 deaths per day in California. So we need to take this seriously or that number will increase.
And Dr. Blumberg says he would not recommend testing for those who attended Sunday's event because there is still limited capacity for testing in California. But he says if you develop symptoms, you should reach out and contact your doctor.